The first item is going to be 0% fat Greek yogurt. Now, if you don't have this when you're trying to diet, I'm just going to assume that you're not taking your weight loss seriously, because this is probably one of the hacks when you're trying to lose weight. It is very high in protein, it's very low in calorie, and it is so versatile. You can use it to make desserts, it can be the base for sauces, you can use it as a marinade for meat. So I highly recommend you implement this food into your diet. Number 2 is going to be vegetables. What type, what kind, I don't know, whatever ones you like. You see, vegetables are very filling, they're very low in calories, and that means that you can eat a lot of them, and it makes them a very voluminous food group. And plus, they're essential for any well-balanced diet. Now, the thing is with vegetables, you need to be very careful with how you prepare them. So don't go throwing them in a load of butter or throwing them in a load of olive oil, because it pretty much just negates the whole process. Don't do any of that. Number 3 is going to be fruits, but in particular berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and whatever other berry there is out there. I pick berries over other fruits because they are extremely low in calories. They have fiber, which is great for fullness, and you can have a lot of them. They can add a massive amount of volume to desserts. You can have them as a snack. You can do so much with them, and they're good for you. But just bear in mind that some fruits are higher in calories compared to others. In a calorie deficit, every calorie counts, and where you can save and cut down on calories where you can, berries are a great option. Food number 4 is going to be potatoes, believe it or not. You see, potatoes get a very bad rap because of things like chips, French fries, crisps, you name it. But they're actually really good for weight loss because they're very filling, they're relatively low in calories, and they rank as one of the highest foods on the satiety index, basically saying that they're one of the most filling foods that you can have. And this means that you stay fuller for longer, which means you're probably going to eat less, and guess what? If you eat less calories. Bingo. Now, the only thing with potatoes is similar to vegetables, you just have to be careful with how you prepare them. Again, don't go deep frying them, don't go slathering a load of butter on them, because you're just going to drastically increase the calories by doing so. Number 5 is going to be protein powder. Now, protein powder, as suggested in the name, is packed full of protein. It's a very convenient way for you to get your protein in. And also, protein can be quite filling, as it's very hard for the body to break down. And if it's harder for the body to break down, then you're going to be fuller for longer. Now, like most of the items on this list, it is very versatile. You're going to be hearing that word a lot. With protein powder, you can make milkshakes, you can make cakes, you can make cookies. I make brownies with my protein powder. So having protein powder in your diet, for me anyway, is one of the essentials of a fat loss phase. Number 6 is going to be powdered peanut butter, things like PB2 and PB Fit. Now, these are a lifesaver if you're like me, and when you walk past the cabinet, you can't help but take a little spoonful of peanut butter every time you walk back and forth. Powdered peanut butter is great because it pretty much takes away the majority of the fat from the product, and removing the fat is good because fat is very calorie dense. It's around 9 calories per gram. So by implementing powdered peanut butter into your diet, you get the best parts of peanut butter minus the calories. Number 7 is going to be low calorie sauces. So these are going to be sauces that probably have reduced sugar and reduced fat, like reduced sugar ketchup and lighter than light mayonnaise. Now, these are much better than the regular alternatives because they have fewer calories, and because they have fewer calories, that means you can have more of it, which means you can put more of it on your diet food, which at the best of times may not always taste the best. So this is an amazing way of enhancing the taste of your diet food for very little calories. Number 8 is gonna be coffee. Now, coffee is great for a number of reasons. It's a great appetite suppressant, so you can use it if you're feeling hungry, you don't want to eat yet, or you want to push a meal further back in the day. Caffeine is also great to leverage for a workout. This is what I personally do before I work out. I have my pre-workout meal and I have some black coffee. The key with coffee is that you don't load it with calories, i.e. use a 0-calorie sweetener like Splenda or some kind of monk fruit sweetener, something that has pretty much little to no calories. And if you're a person who likes creamer in your coffee, then opt for a lighter version to reduce the calories in your coffee. Number 9 is going to be popcorn. Now, like potatoes, from people who don't really know too much about dieting or calories, they get a very bad rap. But here's the thing, depending on the brand of popcorn that you get, a half a bag to a bag of popcorn can sit around 500 to 600 calories, which really isn't that bad, especially when you compare it to alternatives like crisps or chips, where if you compare the two, you're going to be able to have a lot more popcorn than you are crisps. They're a great late night snack. They're very high in volume, especially compared to something like crisps. And if you want to know one of my secret tips, then when you have your popcorn and you want it to be a little bit sweeter, then get some 0-calorie sugar and just sprinkle it on top. Number 10 is going to be deli meats. These are going to be things like like your deli ham and your deli chicken, things that you can get from the supermarket or your grocery store. Now, these are great because they're very versatile and they have a decent amount of protein. You can throw them in sandwiches, you can throw them in wraps, you can have them in salads. The thing is with deli meats, just avoid the fattier cuts, so things like salami and stuff like that. Number 11 is going to be hot sauces. Now, these are great because they're pretty much 0 calories, as many of them are vinegar based, and no matter what brand of sauce you get, they're going to be incredible of enhancing the flavor that you have within your food. Now, some of my favorites are Frank's and Tabasco, but there's plenty of them out there. Just find the one which works best for you and the one that you like. Number 12 is going to be Splenda, or any artificial 0 calorie sweetener, whether it be monk fruit or whatever else there is out there. It's great for sweetening beverages like teas and coffees, add sweetness to desserts, like if you're making brownies, you're making Greek yogurt bowls, you get all the sweetness for no calories. It's my go-to when I'm losing weight. Number 13 is going to be diet drinks and 0 sugar squashes or cordials, I think. Now, the diet drinks are going to be great. They're going to be able to fill out and stretch out your stomach, and because of that extra carbonation from the fizz, it can also give you the illusion that you're a lot fuller than you actually are. The squash and the cordial, or the fruit concentrated syrupy thing that you put in water, they're going to be great because you can make little ice lollies and popsicles that you can have right before bed to get rid of that pesky sweet tooth. What makes most of these foods so special is that they're very low calorie and they're very filling. But if you want to take your weight loss one step further, then I'd highly recommend this video where I share the 10 essential weight loss skills that help me lose over 40 pounds.